Hey, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Monty and the Pharaoh channel, the post-WrestleMania edition. This is ESO, and I'm here with the player and the Pharaoh. What's going on, guys?
Happy to be here. And because it's
What's
such a special night, I have a special Pros with the Player. Here we go. So here we are. We're almost at midnight. Three older guys talking about a fake fight. But it's this wrestling thing we love so dearly. It's the part of our lives that we see most clearly. So tonight, Cody finished his story, and the Cody Crybabies are basking in their glory. The end.
Cody
Nice.
Crybabies.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice poem.
Betty,
Thank you.
that is not going to get you any extra points for the 30 this week. So
It doesn't carry to Thursday? Damn.
Awesome. Well, yeah, as you know, that's Benny Scala. He's the poet laureate of the 30. And below me, I've got the man who one half of this channel was named after. He is Jimmy Pharaoh. What's going on, Jimmy?
I'm below you. We're doing the Brady Bunch again. All right.
Hey, where's this?
All right.
We're
I'm
as
doing great.
dysfunctional.
That was
Listen,
great.
listen. We are as dysfunctional as the
What?
Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair
Well,
enough.
it wasn't
was a
Greg
great
Boynton
night. I enjoyed it very much.
Carol in real life?
Bruce,
What was that, Jimmy? I missed you.
that was Benny. That wasn't me.
I said, how dysfunctional were they? Because I said, wasn't Greg boinking Carol off stage?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes. I had a hunch about that Brady Bunch. Yeah. Well,
It
Marsha too.
wasn't,
I think, but
just
yeah,
Marsha,
boy, oh
Marsha,
boy,
Marsha. There was more to it.
Marsha. Right. So, Bruce, how are we doing this tonight? By the way, where is Mike? Can we get a mention here? Where is my partner?
What's going on? Yeah.
Miss MIA Mike. I'm not sure where Mike is.
MIA. Mike is absent.
I think we can handle this without
Wow,
him.
but I think the main event the result might have made him sick. I think it's very possible. All right.
You know what? You may be
Where are
right.
we going?
You may be right on that. Well, listen.
I think that's what it is.
So, all right. Well, listen. Let's start at the top. We had Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre match, and it was nothing that was unpredictable. The guys had actually a better match than I thought. I thought Seth held up better than anybody else would have after the beating he took last night. What do you guys think? Hey, Pharaoh, I'm going to send that off to you.
That was a great match, and it was great that it killed so many birds with one stone. I mean, Seth must be ready for a vacation anyway. He's so banged up, and we know that he's one of the top workhorses in the company. Nice entrance, by the way. What on earth? That was just over the top. If that's not a WrestleMania entrance, I don't know what is. That was hilarious. It was a great match. McIntyre needed the win. I love the CM Punk stuff. You knew that had to happen, and the fact that it did happen, and how it happened after Drew gets the win, which he should have. I mean, just in who deserved it, all this "you deserve it" crap. Drew McIntyre deserved this win, so he gets it. And then, of course, what's next for Drew? He's champion, and you think to yourself, "Oh, is this going to be for the belt with Punk?" Because Drew asked for it. I love how they wrote this. Drew, you almost can't get too mad about Drew and what was about to happen to him because he asked for it. You have your moment. The fans are telling you, they approve. And what do? What a ding dong. You walk over to CM Punk and you start talking crap. And lo and behold, CM Punk is okay. And uses the very thing that he's got on his arm to beat the living tar out of him. That was fantastic. And I remember thinking, I was like, here he comes. Here comes the cash in. Here comes the cash in. And it was perfectly done. And in a moment, guys, in one split moment, and Mike knows the longest time. Now, I remember when this man was Punisher Martinez, okay? I always liked him, but I always felt like, maybe it was a combination of the booking and not enough body of work yet. that I didn't believe in Damian Priest. And tonight, in one quick moment, one amazing moment, I now can take him seriously for the belt that he now owns. That whole deal was why I watch wrestling. That was fantastic. Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, to me, this was great on all counts. Drew played it perfectly. Cody is the wounded duck in the water, and he goes right after him. Right out of the gate with a claymore. How many claymores did he nail him with? And the 4 or 5, finally pins him. Drew holds the title aloft, then decides to be an arrogant dick. He taunts CM Punk. Punk turns out, lo and behold, Punk is okay, and Punk upends him, and then Damian Priest comes. I mean, I'm thinking, like, if the rest of the night's going to be like this, holy shit, this is going to be a great night.
Got to agree.
Did you also notice another huge thing, guys? The energy in the crowd tonight. Remember last night I called them out too. I'm like, you guys were dead. You were dead. You turned the C+ that should have been a B. At least a B. You know where I'm at numerically, Benny. You're the accountant. You said 78 on the report card. You are right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I felt that was partially, a small percentage at the end of the day, but about 4 points worth. The crowd wasn't there. Tonight, the crowd was bananas. And it's, as Benny pointed out, it's the way this night started, right, Bruce?
Absolutely. And they were in it throughout the whole night. Even to the next match. The next match, I'm going to say, was the weakest point on the card, but I'm not going to say it was a bad match. And that was the Lashley and the Street Profits versus the New Testament with Paul Ellering and Scarlett. Overall, I mean, for the amount of people in the match, it was better than I expected it to be. We did see those unfortunate things, which I'm sure you guys are going to talk about. But hey, I think the match did its job. Benny, this is your turn to take the first one.
Yeah, this is one of the 3 of the 13 matches I incorrectly predicted. I predicted the heels would win this one, only because, to me, Karrion Kross, he needed a win. So my 2 comments were, Paul Ellering looks like he could be auditioning for the next sequel to Weekend at Bernie's. What does he do? He doesn't say anything. And Karrion Kross, I think he's got a future in stand-up comedy, doing his Jesse Ventura imitation.
All right, Farrell, it's your turn to take it.
This match to me was, one of the, and it really wasn't a low point. This was like the bathroom break. Kross is shit on a shingle at this point, whatever. I actually do feel a little bit for Bobby Lashley. He's helping the Street Profits, and that's cool and all. But Lashley, look, it took a long time for me to look at Bobby Lashley like, yeah, he's a world champion. Eddie, Bruce, you guys know this guy's lifetime history. It took a long time for Bobby Lashley to be taken and looked at as a world championship type.
Absolutely.
And I now do, And, for me, it was like, okay, Lashley's helping out, doing the right thing. The company's been good to him. The match was fine. I mean, it was okay, pretty much. I can't stand. Oh God, you're gonna have to help here. When you dislike somebody's character so much that you just blot out their name. The chick that came out with them, with Lashley and the Profits, I cannot. Oh, like get out, go away. Yeah. No, not Kross's girl. Not
B-Fab.
Thank you. Kross's girl's fabulous. We saw that in NXT. Yeah. Come on. No, not Kross's girl. Kross's girl's fantastic for what she does.
Prefab needs to go.
No, this what'd you call her? Something B? What was it?
Prefab. B-Fab.
B-Fab. Well, be gone. You're lame. Oh my God, very lame. Don't need you. Wasn't she with Top Dollar or some crap like that? No. Nope. Not into it. Can't wrestle either. So why exactly, Benny? Help me out, Mr. Traditionalist, and I need some help right now from you. What is she doing there?
You got me. I couldn't figure that one
Fair enough.
Either. Yeah.
Fair enough.
How about Bubba Ray Dudley is the referee?
Well, I think he's been skipping some
Right.
some gym days there.
Oh, geez. How did Bruce? I'm supposed to make fun of him. Good job, though. That was good. Tell you the truth. To tell you the truth, and look. I may not always be pleased with Bubba and what he does currently and stuff like that, but once upon a time, I still am. The original Dudley Boys are one of my top 3 favorite tag teams of all time. Now you got me, Bubba, but you probably knew it anyway. And I was glad to see him. I thought it was cool to see him, and I thought it was cooler to see him in Philly and Paul ECW Heyman's being inducted. So that's honestly, that kept me, to be honest. Oh God, Bubba, I can't believe I'm giving you this kind of prop. That kept me from going to the bathroom. I was like, okay, I'll hold it in. Bubba's reffing. Let's see when's the next time I'm going to see Bubba in a WWE ring anyway, right? It's Philly. Hey, I'm from New York. That was fantastic. I love that. EC Dub, baby. So, there was that. Like I said, the match was okay, and his presence made it a little bit better. A little bit.
Yeah.
Bruce?
Well, I mean, overall, the match itself was it served its purpose. I was rooting for the heels, and I would like to see the New Testament get over. I would like to see Paul Ellering lead another one of those those dark-sided heels, a modern day Road Warriors to the championship. But this New Testament, they're not in. It's not clicking right. So listen, I think next up.
Don't worry. Bruce, the Pope just called me. He said to tell you, don't worry about the New Testament. It's over. Go ahead.
It's actually the final testicle, aren't they? Isn't that what? Or is it testament?
Is that what they are?
I don't know.
They've been booked like it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So what was the next match,
Well,
Bruce?
the next match was that LA Knight versus AJ Styles again.
Yeah.
Phenomenal match. I can't complain about it. Really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's let Jimmy take over.
Hey, help me out. Yeah.
Since we can't control him, Jimmy, why don't you tell us? Did you like this match?
Yeah. I did. And it's funny too. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. I'm sorry, I didn't. The fans were completely into it. It didn't stay too long. I wonder how Benny feels about that. I felt that it was well paced. The match didn't overstay its welcome. The fans reacted, and unfortunately, because I love AJ Styles, but look, the right guy won. This is the guy that the fans love now. And you know what? I was a huge fan of Eli Drake. Loved Eli Drake. Okay, loved him. I used to tell Mike about this guy. I'm like, this guy's great. LA Knight is he's kind of like Eli Drake was, and they were smart enough to give him 3 syllables so he could do the dink, dink, dink. It's perfect, So the match was good. But did you really expect anything less from AJ Styles? When has that guy ever not given us every last penny? Right, Benny?
Yeah, I mean, to me, AJ Styles is like Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb could have gone hitless in his last 300 at bats, and he still would have hit 325. AJ Styles could never win another match, and he's still an epic Hall of Famer. I mean, it was a good match, well paced, like you said. You knew it wasn't going to go too long. It did everything it needed to do, rather. And LA Knight got the win that he desperately needed. Yeah,
he did. Bruce, what'd you think?
I thought it was just a well put together match. The only issue I have is there was no storyline really build up and no storyline really coming out of it. Other than that, I mean, you have 2 phenomenal performers in the ring together. What more can you ask for?
Right. You know what? The story was very simple. I'll give you that, but it's not like they didn't try somewhat
I agree.
to at least tell the story. I mean, you had some arrests shit going on. You had some house invasions. I mean, they tried to pull out the stop. I think the match, thankfully, and this is a nice surprise, the match turned out better than the build-up. I'll take it.
Absolutely, it was a great match. I mean, so far, I mean, I can't see how we could complain on the night. It was a fun night of wrestling.
Oh, great!
Listen,
yeah, it sure has been to this point. Yeah.
So next we had the Hall of Fame review, and I don't have all the members written down, but what did you guys think overall of that Hall of Fame on Friday night? Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did get to see some of it. Well, that was thanks to Karen, though. She was like, get in here, get in here. Barry Windham, of course, has a lot of history in the days of Wahoo, obviously. So, Barry Windham, and in like a lot of wrestling households, obviously, especially my partners, Barry Windham is loved. So I got to see Barry and Mike. It did bother me a little bit that they needed help getting up the stairs. I'm just being honest. That kind of bugged me. We've had them in studio, as you guys know, and they're great guys. I love Barry. Oh my God, Barry's a great guy. So it was nice to see him on the stage. That really kind of like absorbed it for the most part. Obviously, Paul, when I saw Paul come out there, I flashed back to when I was in my 20s and I used to tune into Madison Square Garden Network in the middle of the night to watch ECW. And I think back to when I was a kid and Mike was like, encouraging me to be involved in the wrestling business. And I put it in for a review with Tom Burke from, the Wrestling News. I'm sure, Benny, you remember that publication.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the Rings Wrestling magazine, the same as the Rings Boxing magazine. Back then, the Ring, the Wrestling mag. So I got my newsletter reviewed, and in the same column, to make a long story very short, was also a kid from Shirley named Paul Heyman. So it was just to see Paul Heyman up there. I love Paul Heyman. Always have. ECW was like just my favorite. I loved it, and to see him on the stage and everything he's done as a manager, which is an enormous resume, fantastic stuff.
So,
how about you, Benny?
Yeah, I mean, I did not watch the ceremony, and it's one of those things where it's funny that we did the Wrestling Remembered show on Friday. The subject was WrestleMania 1, and I watched the entire card all over again, and I forgot how good Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo were as the U.S. Express. I mean,
yeah,
Barry Windham to me was one of the 2 or 3 best wrestlers of the 1980s. The guy could do everything.
Right.
And so, it's never like with me with the Hall of Fame, it's never really an argument of who's being inducted. It's who's being left out. So I thought, all things considered, I think they could have done a little bit better. Maybe, add a Tony Gurria, hopefully going forward, I'd like to see more of the older guys, the pre-Vince Jr. guys get in. A guy like a Spiros Arion, a guy like of course, Ivan, a guy like a Waldo Von Erich, those guys, because they were great heels.
Benny, I got to give you credit.
Well, you know what? What I agree, obviously, about the older guys. That's always going to be a contention from old school wrestling fans who know that. But how about a guy like Ken Shamrock? How about him?
Yeah,
I think that Ken Shamrock deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He absolutely does. There's other guys too, even from more recent times that there could be an argument set for a lot of these guys too. So that's always going to exist. I wasn't thrilled with this Hall of Fame class, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You hope next year they'll get a few of your guys in. Look, it's the same in everything. I've been screaming about Thurman Munson not being in the Baseball Hall of Fame forever. It's the same as anything. I feel Mark Gastineau, with his impact and to recognize the sack as an official statistic with the sack exchange and getting in trouble for doing the sack dance, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with his 100+ career sacks.
Yeah.
And number 99 became a number that was cool to wear along with Gretzky in hockey, But this is the way it goes.
Gastineau
maybe next year,
dominant.
whoever it is you guys want in. Was dominant, period. He's a Hall of Fame type. But my main point is that, maybe next year one of your guys gets in. You don't always get your way, and you move on. The end. Okay. Bruce, how did you feel when you looked at all those guys out there? Any special thoughts?
But before I do anything, I have to say, Benny, I am very proud of you for not mentioning Ivan Koloff. Congratulations, my friend.
What?
You were talking about the Hall of Fame, and you didn't even bring up Ivan Koloff.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Great job.
Wait a minute. But you did. You just did. Yes. What are you doing? So let him have his moment and not even realize it. Maybe he'll.
Listen, it's all about giving him an extra point on Thursday because
do I start those I'll take a point on Thursday night.
So thank you, Benny.
I'm easy.
Benny. Wait a minute, Bruce. He's going to get 3 for that one.
3?
You know,
I was going to give him 5, but all right, 3's
I
good.
think give me 3,
Give him
5,
3
give
for
me
that
8.
one.
You know, whatever.
One.
Just got to make a note. Well, where'd Jimmy go?
All right. So anyway, any thoughts there, Bruce? On
Paul Heyman's speech was knocked down. That was an amazing speech. He knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Ali's wife did phenomenal. Thunderbolt Patterson was a little hard to understand, but I understand the message that he was trying to get behind him. I think the closing with Rotundo and Wyndham was fitting, and what they did with a little bit of the tribute to Bray Wyatt was very well done. No, I think it's an okay class. Bull Nakano, I mean, I'm really not familiar with her work, so I can't say anything about her. But Medusa did a great job. Medusa looked great.
Yep.
She does.
Absolutely. Great job.
So listen. Next we had the 3-way for the U.S. Championship between Randy Orton, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens, and it was it was a really good match. I mean, a little bit of a wonky finish, but overall, wow! I really enjoyed it. I have to say my favorite part of the match was when the crowd was chanting Gatorade. But if you notice, they quickly they calmed the crowd noise down at that point. So, but what do you got on that, Benny?
I liked it. I mean, it was very predictable. I knew Logan Paul was going to retain, but I mean, he just gets better and better. I really like the guy. I think he's got huge upside potential, and I think he's only 29, so he's got a long career ahead of him if he wants.
No, absolutely, and I mean, he could be in WWE as long as he wants. I mean, he's already, somewhat main eventing, and he's only really a part of the pay-per-views already. I mean, who knows what his future is going to be? But he transcends media on all fronts. I mean, everywhere I turn, I see his face. I think it's a great move on WWE to keep that belt on his waist.
Yeah, agreed.
So it looks like we lost Jimmy for now. Let's see if he's coming back in here. No, I don't have him back in the room yet. So it looks like it's just us for now, Benny.
That's all right. I'm sure he'll come back. But yeah.
All right. Well, listen. So next up, we had the women's the women's world championship. We had Bayley versus Io Sky. What a match! Wow. I can't say enough about that. Those women knocked it out of the park. What did you think, Benny?
It was an A+ match. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. I could, I'll watch that match again gladly. It was a classic.
Yeah, I mean, how over was that crowd? How over was Bayley with that crowd? I mean, there wasn't a person sitting in their seats when she won that title.
The only complaint was they didn't use the gas station blow up dolls that for Bayley. That's my only complaint. I didn't really care for her entrance.
Hang on one second.
But that's just me.
Hang on one second. I'm getting. I'm gonna. Hey, Benny, just cover it for 1 second. I'm gonna just send this link over to Jimmy on the phone, so we can get him back in here. Give me 1 second. So can you entertain everybody with some pros for a minute there? Actually, you know what? Let's just go to a commercial. We'll be right back, guys.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631 261-6420. Auto Excellence. Jimmy, I gotta take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP. Elm Logistics. For all your logistic needs, call 631-299-3595. That's 631. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialist.
All right, hey Benny, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulties, but it looks like it's just you and I to close out the night. So listen, we only have one match left for the night, and that is the Cody Rhodes Seth Rollins match. What did you think of this match?
Wow. It just, I mean, I was getting sleepy. I was, this is way like past my bedtime. Usually in bed by 9 o'clock, but man, oh man, that kept my eyes open for sure. It just got better and better.
Yeah, as it went on, I mean, those guys, they really tore it down. Jimmy's trying to come back in here. Let's see if I can get him in here. Hey, Benny, just cover for 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first you had Jimmy, and then you had Jay, and then you had, I don't even know the order. You had Cena, you had Solo Sikoa, you had The Rock. And then you had, I mean, geez, when you heard Taker's music, that was a loud pop. I think that was the loudest pop of the whole two nights for Taker. And a nice choke slam on Rock. And man, I did expect Stone Cold and maybe Taker. And I think somebody in the chat room said that maybe Taker was a substitute for Stone Cold.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, I really thought that it was going to be Stone Cold coming out. Look who's back. Jimmy, are you back? You got audio? Oh, no, I don't have any. We don't have audio on Jimmy. All right, let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, I have to agree. That match was knockdown, drag out. I mean, who expected Cena to run in? Who expected the Undertaker to run in? I mean, we all thought based on the advertising that was going out there, they had all those Philly 316 shirts out there, so everybody really expected it to be Stone Cold at the end of the night. But who was it? It was the Undertaker and Cena coming in. And listen, am I happy with the outcome? No. I think it should have gone the other way. I really would have rather seen the chase for the belt with Cody versus him getting it at this point. I don't see where they go on from here. I don't see the long-term angle with Cody. You're going to have him face The Rock at SummerSlam? I mean, I guess this is a way to get the Roman fully off of TV for a while. But listen, the reality was with the reduced schedule he was working, how many days a month was he really out there? I mean, so he has to fly in for TV 2-3 times a month, pay per view once every 3 months. You know, I can't see why they couldn't have kept the belt on him and let him push that Hulk Hogan title limit. What did you think there, Benny?
Yeah, I'm trying to read some of the comments in B40. Excellent comment. The Undertaker, who was so involved in the story from the start, awful. And yeah, I guess, I mean, of course, as a fan, I marked out when I saw him. It's like, holy shit. But when you really think about it, like, what did he have to do with this story at all? I mean, why is he in the ring with The Rock looking so upset? He had no involvement. I mean, everybody else that was there, and I guess it would have been the same thing with Stone Cold, right? I don't think he had any skin in the game, but I kind of have mixed feelings as all these guys. It was good to see Cena again. It was great to see Taker, but this reminds me of the beginning when Backlund was the champion, and they loaded the card to to build up the fact that really, I mean, and do you think that they felt that they couldn't carry the match by themselves, or I don't know. I'm curious what everybody else thinks.
No, absolutely. Jamie, I don't know if we have any audio from you yet. Can you hear us? I can hear you, but it's not looking like it's coming through. Benny, you can't hear him, can you?
I can hear. I just heard Jimmy.
All right, but it's not coming through the browser it's not coming over the, yeah. Yeah, all right. Sorry, Jimmy. But listen, we don't have much more to go on the night. Benny, overall, how would you rate this night?
I give this an A. If again, I gave night one an 82, which is a B minus. I gave this a pretty strong A. I'm going to say this is like a 94, 95. I really liked it. I mean, there was very little of it that, I mean, I still can't figure out Paul Ellering, but and Karrion Kross. But other than that, I mean, LA Knight, AJ Styles, good match. Logan Paul, I mean, the three-way. I mean, for a three-way, that was a great match, I thought. Becky, Sky, great match. It's same with the last match. It was good, and with Drew and Seth, another really really strong match. I mean, there was no stinkers here.
No, there were no stinkers at all. There were a couple of weird, wonky things that went on. I mean, the table breaking without anybody touching it was a little weird during the second match, and then there was a little bit of a weirdness towards the end of the Logan Paul. The finish with a Logan Paul match, but otherwise, I mean, this card was top to bottom. There was not a match that I would rate below a B plus. So. I would say overall that card had to be a solid A.
Now, here's something very interesting that, I mean, I thought about it, and I'll be curious what everybody else thinks. That Cody finished the story, but did he really finish the story? I mean, doesn't the story just start now? Yeah, now he won the championship. Now he's the champion, but what he does from here, isn't that really going to be the true story?
Yeah, we'll see where he goes. I mean, that was probably my biggest disappointment. I wanted to see it go the other way, but hey, you know what? Most people wanted to see Cody win, so kudos. They got their.
I really think that they chose, just my opinion, they chose a feel-good moment, and it was the same thing with Sami Zayn and Gunther. I think they chose a feel-good moment over good business. Because I mean, that's still, and that's my biggest pet peeve with the whole two nights. Is that Sami Zayn went over on Saturday night. I did not agree with that whatsoever.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice. We had a lot of championship changes on this WrestleMania. Normally it's only one or two. You really saw a lot of them. Between we got Bailey, we got Drew, we got Cody, we've got Sammy, we've got the two tag teams from last night. So I mean, a lot of title changes. That's kind of unusual.
Rhea, and Logan Paul, I think, are the two that retained, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But mine would be I think Cody winning the championship was interesting. I think Cody defending the championship will be nowhere near as interesting.
okay, I got another question for you here. With Cody having that belt and Damian Priest having the belt, do you see those titles now almost a little bit more equalized? Because Roman was almost untouchable, where Cody seems a little bit more tangible.
Right. And I think, I mean, just the fact that Roman was seldom there, I mean, it lent an aura to the title that it was kind of, he definitely elevated that title. I think Cody is going to bring it down to, like, what did they always call Seth's title, the working man's title. I think they're going to have two working man's titles now.
So it's almost like they devalued, because in my opinion, they devalued the Intercontinental title yesterday. They kept the U.S. title right where it was. I don't think it's going up or down. They kind of lowered the bar for the Universal Championship, and Seth's title's right where it was. So they pretty much evened out the playing field.
Yeah, and a lot of people are commenting about the celebration. What did you think about the celebration after the match?
A little bit too much.
It was overdone. I think it was way overdone.
It's if they're gonna do that, they should have cut the camera by that point.
It's funny though. Was it Jimmy or Mike that predicted that Triple H was going to turn on Cody? And when he came in the ring, I'm thinking, like, is it going to happen? Is he going to, and then when they lifted Cody up, and I remember back in the day with Evolution, and Triple H turned his thumbs down. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I think Randy Orton was the champ. Batista was holding Randy. Yeah, he was holding Randy Orton up, and then Triple H did the thumbs down, and I almost thought that was going to happen.
There's always tomorrow.
True. Yeah. I mean, Monday night. We'll see what happens then. But does Cody go to Friday nights?
Yeah, it would look that way, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that he's the American. He kind of fits that American, that all-American person that they want to run that title behind. But overall, I mean, good couple nights of WrestleMania. I mean, between the two nights, I would have to say, solid B plus, A minus, somewhere in that range. It was I think a better WrestleMania than previous ones. Although I kind of set my expectations a little lower. But what did you think? Where's your rating on the overall card?
I would say overall, for the two nights, B plus. I would have elevated it to an A minus had Gunther won. But what I like about it is it did resolve certain issues, but it kept certain issues open. And for me, the main one is, and they panned to Rock looking. Roman Reigns, I think, was down on his knees outside the ring, and it looked like Rock looked a little bit disgusted. So I'm very curious to see where that goes and how soon we see an expansion of that. I do think now that LA Knight got the victory that he needed, I think he's going to go into a program with Logan Paul. That's my prediction. There were not as many shenanigans as I thought there might be. I thought maybe Seth was going to turn on Cody. I thought maybe Owens and Orton would, although they did did have some action, but I didn't see that big giant turn. Or am I missing something?
No, you're not. There wasn't like a big negative night part of the night. It was a pretty feel good night. It
was relatively shenanigan free, except for the Bloodline match, which we expected shenanigans.
No, absolutely.
I mean, Drew, and the other unresolved issue now is, of course, now that Punk cost Drew McIntyre the title, and it appears that Punk is quite healthy. What happens there?
Yeah, well, yeah. Who's Punk gonna go against? Is he gonna go? Is he now gonna feud with Drew, or is he gonna go back to that original feud where it was supposed to be with Seth?
Yeah. Or is he going to go after the title with Damian Priest?
There you go. So a little bit of unresolved. Now, one of the things that I noticed as they were going off air, Michael Cole was saying this is the greatest main event in WrestleMania, the history of WrestleMania. My initial thought was, what the fuck is Michael Cole smoking? But good. It was a great finish, good WrestleMania, but definitely not the greatest main event in WrestleMania history.
Well, he also said that, it ended the greatest title reign of all time. Really? Come on. You serious? I mean, he fell short of Hulk's reign by about 150 days, and then Backlund and he was actually, we talk about like long reigns. Roman's title reign wasn't even as long as Bruno's shorter reign, I think. I could be wrong on that, or it was very close. But I mean, Bruno, in addition to his 1,200 and something day reign, had a 2,800 day reign. Yeah, so I mean, come on, the greatest title reign of all time. Michael Cole sometimes I don't know what he's smoking.
So all right, well,
I mean, it was a historic reign. I mean, we're not going to argue that at all. And I mean, it was well done. And in this era, where titles change hands like we change our underwear. I mean, it's historic that he held a title for almost 4 years. But don't say greatest title reign of all time. That insults people's intelligence.
So I agree. Well, listen, Benny, it's getting late. I know I'm getting a little tired. I'm not used. I had to get up early so that I could watch WrestleMania. So I got to get to bed. I'm sure you got to get to bed. But listen, great WrestleMania night, and it's always great talking to you. I'm sure we're going to talk sometime this week because there's a lot. We got a lot to do, and can't wait to work with you again on the 30.
Absolutely, you got it. I'm coming for the title.
All right, you want to take us on out of here?
Yeah. Hey, everybody in the chat room, thank you for sticking with us this weekend. I know it was well past a lot of people's bedtimes. Myself included. So we really, we don't really say this enough. We really appreciate all of you. There's Jason, there's B40, there's Loose Cannon, there's Maria Davis, there's Beth, the Playmate. You guys are with us every time we go on the air, and it makes me feel good when I go in the chat room and I see you guys. Even if you're not talking about what we're talking about, just the fact that you're hanging out with us, and you could be other places, and you choose to be with us. So I cannot thank you for enough. And you have watched the post WrestleMania show with originally Jimmy Farrow and Bruce ESO and the player Benny Scala. Folks, have a great evening.
Later, guys.